Stop! There is nothing wrong with your device. Do not attempt to adjust your screen. We are controlling the input and output of this program. The hands on the clock are gone, and the hustle and bustle of busyness no longer exists. So take a deep breath and exhale. You are about to cross over into the Timeout Zone with Dr. Toni, the self-care doctor, for some me time. Here, there is no addiction to hurry, no stress or worry, no strain or pain. Anxiety turns to relaxation, and exhaustion gives in to meditation. Here is where you can just be. Journey weekly with Dr. Toni as she promotes balanced living through information and inspiration while reminding you of your status, that you are a VIP, a very important person in the Timeout Zone. Remember, take care with self-care. If not you, who? If not now, when?
Hi, I'm Dr. Toni, the self-care doctor, with Take Care with Self-Care. Thank you for joining me today in the Timeout Zone, our weekly segment of hot topics. The hands on the clock are gone, and time has stopped so that you can take care of yourself. Today's hot topic is one of which I hope that you would consider as a viable option for self-care. Our topic today is sabbatical planning. It is my hope that you will consider this as another one of the options for doing self-care. When I think of self-care, I think of various ways in which you can take advantage of having time of renewal, having a time of refreshing, maybe just some time for recreation. Oftentimes, pastors, they just work so hard. They're always working. It is a 24/7 job. And oftentimes, they do not get the time to spend with their family. And while their congregation may take vacations or the weekends off, pastors, most of the time, are working around the clock. And so today, I want to talk about the demands and the pressures that are placed on pastors, and ask that you consider, if you are a member of a congregation, letting your pastor take a time of sabbatical, time of renewal. It will not only benefit the pastor, but it will also benefit the congregation. You see, a sabbatical is an awesome time of renewal and restoration where the pastor comes to a complete halt, no ministry work whatsoever, so that they may have this time to be renewed, restored, refreshed, and reconnected to God, to themselves, to their family and friends, and maybe to something that they're really passionate about, but they just have not had the time to do it. It is a round-the-clock job that leaves them with no time to spend with their family. As a matter of fact, pastors tend to spend an enormous amount of time performing an array of duties. They often have unrealistic expectations placed on them, and oftentimes their schedule is interrupted by things that are not pre-planned. Pastoring is certainly not for the faint-hearted, and is not for those people who cannot establish a balance, have good or strong leadership skills, and are able to multitask. But really important with the pastorate is having the ministry qualities of love, sacrifice, humility, perseverance, care, and compassion. You see, most important, pastors are experiencing ups and they're experiencing downs in both their personal and their professional lives. And it is important that they are grounded spiritually to the very source that gives them the strength to be able to do their job effectively. Most pastors are not giving a time of renewal because congregations do not understand why a sabbatical is needed. Many congregations do not see the value in allowing the pastor to take a sabbatical, even though they have weekends off, They take vacations off sometimes 3 times a year: spring, winter, and summer. I found during my research with clergy self-care that pastors are burning out, stressing out, and dropping out. In fact, pastors are quitting the ministry 1,500 at a time every month. That's a lot. And not only that, the pastorate profession has one of the 3rd highest rates of suicide of all professions. If you are a pastor serving in ministry and you have not had a time of renewal, rest, restoration, or reconnection, I want you to listen to this carefully, because what I plan to do is share with you 2 sources for sabbatical planning. But before I do that, I just want to remind you that in the Gospel of Mark, there is a passage of scripture where Jesus has had a very stressful and long day ministering to people. In fact, after he ministered to them, he fed over 5,000 people. And then he retreated to a quiet and secluded place alone so that he could commune with God and get some rest. Also, it's recorded in the book of Genesis that God created everything, including man, in 6 days, and on the 7th day, God rested. So what I'm saying to you is that the model for sabbatical was established at the time of creation. So why do I feel so strongly about clergy renewal? Well, I know firsthand the benefits of taking a sabbatical. I was blessed to take a 4-month sabbatical, which helped restore my health. I'd really gotten into really bad shape from working so much and just over functioning. It allowed me to renew my commitment and my perspective on ministry. It allowed me also to reestablish my priorities for taking care of myself, and it allowed me the needed time to spend with my family. You see, by the time I went on sabbatical, I had not visited with my family in over 5 years. I had not attended any type of family gatherings for Christmas, Thanksgiving. That I hadn't seen new additions to the family. There were nieces and nephews that I didn't even know, had never seen, because I spent so much time in ministry. And so it was important to have that time of reconnection to my family, and most of all to God, to help give me the support that I need to continue on. And so my sabbatical, the theme of it was Family Matters, a time of renewal through reconnection with family. And at the time, my family consisted of 5 brothers, 4 sisters, and my mother. I traveled to Germany to visit one brother and to Hawaii for 2 weeks for a self-care retreat with my mother. And then the remainder of the time, I went to 3 states to visit the remainder of my sisters and brothers. And so today, I want to encourage you to seek a time of renewal. You may not be awarded a clergy renewal grant like I was, but I want you to consider planning a sabbatical anyway. A source for sabbatical planning and renewal is the Lilly Endowment. They offer a national clergy renewal program. It was founded in 2000, and it offers a competitive grant as high as $50,000, in which $15,000 of that can be dedicated to the congregation for supply pastoring or just for doing renewal work for the ministry. It is also a time in which the congregation can pause, to grow, to explore, and envision new ways of working together. So I strongly recommend sabbatical planning as part of your renewal. And most of all, I invite you to investigate what it would take to apply for a grant through the Lilly Endowment. The information to reach Lily is found on their website at www.lilyendowment.org. The next thing I want to share with you is that here at Take Care with Self-Care, we also offer sabbatical planning for clergy, and especially for those clergy who are not going to be able to take 4 months like I did for sabbatical, but still need some time of renewal. I would be happy to work with you in your congregation, so I invite you to call us and to contact us via our website at takecarewithselfcare.com. Usually when you have a sabbatical, you want to begin planning at least 1 year prior to the date that you want to begin your sabbatical. So I hope that this information that I've shared with you today has piqued your interest at least a little bit, that you will investigate more about the benefits of sabbatical, not just for the clergy, but it also benefits the congregation. It is also a time, really intentional me time when you take sabbatical. To request information about Take Care with Self-Care, again, I invite you to contact me on my Facebook page, via YouTube or Twitter. Until next time, remember, you are a VIP, a very important person, so take care with self-care. If not you, who? If not now, when? See you next week.